Let's talk about round 3 of Concacaf World Cup qualifiers. We're going to go over who's going to win each group and who is going to get second place, and obviously, as a result, who's going to be missing out. But before we do, let us know in the comments down below who you think is going to win each individual group. We will be responding and reacting to as many as we can. Let's start with Group A, gentlemen. Who's winning this group? I think it's fairly obvious who's winning this Group A group. Is it Panama for you guys?
Yeah. Come on, this Guatemalan hype. Get out of here, bro.
I mean, I think it'd be very naive to say Guatemala is really contending or as equal of an opportunity for them to get first than Panama here. I mean, Panama is overwhelmingly the best team in this group just because Panama. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee for sure, but I think obviously they have a really
for sure.
So Guatemala, then, does that mean Guatemala's in second place for y'all, or is Suriname taking that spot?
The bias is strong here. No,
I'm joking. I wouldn't put it past you, my friend.
I was waiting for. I'm just, I said this with the comments to start typing away. You know what I mean? Without listening. Now they have a solid shout here. I won't lie. El Salvador is very woeful. Same thing with Suriname in this past Gold Cup, and if we're basing it off of like what I've seen, it would be probably Guatemala in this second place. It's a continental playoff, so there's a strong chance they don't make it. So you know what, I'm banking on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Guatemala going second place. I mean, any team here going second place. Do I really see them being able to win or at least make the World Cup through the intercontinental playoff? Not necessarily. Now, I mean, Guatemala. I don't want to discredit Suriname because I do think Suriname could pull us off a second place here. And yeah, like on paper, they didn't have the best Gold Cup, but they had some good performances. Like I do know that they are very capable of getting something here. And I know their team will be improving through this World Cup qualifiers in terms of dual national shouts and whatnot. And they have some really big pieces to pull from. But I do think it's really hard to say Suriname would be getting that second place. Like I do think you have to say Guatemala just after that Gold Cup performance, whether you liked it or not, Andres. It was still worthy of a second place shout here. And Diego, is Guatemala for you second place?
I think Guatemala, they showed it. I mean, like they were miles above Suriname in that Gold Cup, miles. That not to say, I know Elijah especially has a lot of faith in this team, and I'm sure they can put up some much better results than we saw because they probably could perform way better than what we saw. But Guatemala had the momentum. They have the confidence from that really great run. And I think for me, they're an easy second place, just behind Panama. And I think they could, that game, if they face off against Panama and they get a draw, an upset could come. It's very possible. But I mean, Panama are just stronger on paper and even on just over the past couple months and years. So I'm going to have to put Panama first for now. But yeah.
I mean, I think that Guatemala-Suriname game is going to be a really underrated game to watch. And if depending on timing, if we can stream that game, I would love to. But, Guatemala obviously deserve all the credit. Like I said, I am excited to see how they perform here because maybe there is a sudden drop-off in how they play or form. Maybe they don't play to the occasion or not, but you can say that for any team too. I'm really excited to watch this team, but I think Guatemala, you have to put them in second place. If you're sitting here saying first place, I would pretty hard disagree with you. I don't see Panama really faltering against this opponent. I don't see them losing or dropping points to El Salvador. I don't see them losing or dropping points to Suriname. And we saw Guatemala versus Panama in the Gold Cup, and Guatemala had like zero chance that entire game. So I really don't see Panama kind of slipping here at all, and I think we're going to see Panama again in the World Cup 2026. Of course, if you feel differently, let us know in the comments down below. Group B here, and this is an interesting group to some extent. I think it's a lot closer than people are going to give it credit to, but I feel like regardless of how they're formed, I feel like you still have to put Jamaica at 1, right? You still have to.
There's no evidence supporting this except that they have to. You know what I mean? Like they
it's
have
more so
to.
like default. Like, has Trinidad and Tobago really improved enough in this moment in time to warrant a first place shout? I can't say so. Is Curaçao on the up? Yes, but have they proven anything? No. And Bermuda. And then so like Jamaica just like has.
That's crazy.
Hey, they have the Bermuda Triangle on their side. If someone goes missing.
Oh my God. Anyways, back to the football at hand. I mean, Jamaica are, again, yes, still on paper the best team here, but I think this is like the one time where we can say Jamaica's better on paper, and that means something, and you can't really give us slack for saying that because Trinidad and Curaçao and Bermuda, I just feel like still don't compare. And Jamaica, credit to Steve McLaren, has been killing it in the World Cup qualifiers. they've performed very, very well overall. And if you're looking at it not from a without the Nations League and Gold Cup and whatnot in perspective, I think it's you give Jamaica a better shout here. They're still going to do it. As of right now, too, this might be a future video, but Mason Greenwood looks, I mean, this has been the case for about a year and a half now, but Mason Greenwood apparently is super close to switching to Jamaica. That is a huge addition. They might get other dual nats. I'm hearing 4 to 5 players might be joining in the next couple of months. So there's just, if you're saying Jamaica's not going to finish first, you're just saying that because you're just trying to hit on Jamaica. I feel like if you had thrown, if like Guatemala was in this group instead, okay, maybe there's a bit more of a shout there. But I from these teams, I just don't see it happening. Second place, then for me, it's Trinidad and Tobago, but I think Curaçao have a shout, and then Bermuda. So I really like Trinidad and Tobago a lot, to be honest. I think they're doing some great. I think Dwight York is a great manager for what they need right now. But that's like it. Like the rest of this group is a shit group, if I'm being fully honest. And we might see like a lot of draws here. But yeah, do you guys Curaçao or Trinidad and Tobago for second place?
Curaçao for me. I was pretty impressed by their Gold Cup. I mean, they tied against Canada, got another draw. I mean, there was a moment where they could have gone through. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's well, I don't think they're gonna like make the World Cup or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I just think that they're gonna at least make this continental playoff. I was kind of thought Trinidad and Tobago was a lot like lackluster in the sense like they had no idea what they're doing, and like let's be real, like the goals they got were just like luck, like it was just like happened. It wasn't like any crazy build up play. And Bermuda was Diego.
I agree. Actually, I like Andres's shout here. I'm gonna go Curaçao as well. I think they were slightly, both teams are pretty similar, but I think they were slightly more impressive than Trinidad and Tobago for me. Obviously, it's a very slight difference, and either one could go. But also Curaçao, they they're coming up. They haven't been around too long, and I like that. I like an underdog story when it's reasonable logically. And I'm gonna put Curaçao because I think they have a good shot. Do they go further after this? No, but I think a second would be actually a really nice accomplishment and something to be proud of for the players and the team.
I really thought Diego was gonna say again because the name is cool, because Curaçao's name
and the name is very cool. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Can't discredit that. That's probably the most important part of the entire team there. Yeah, I mean, I think it goes either way. I think those games between Trinidad and Curaçao are going to be ones to watch as well. Mm-hmm. And another one I would like to stream as well. Those ones are going to be really, really good. But overall, this group is pretty lackluster. And any of the teams qualifying, do I see them making it through a lot of the World Cup? Not really, which is what scares me. You look at Panama, maybe look at Costa Rica, you can see that. But when it comes to this group, it's pretty lackluster, but I still think Jamaica's finishing on top. I do hope so. And content-wise, that'd be great for us. So Jamaica on top.
They need to.
Well, Jamaica absolutely need to finish in first place here. Like, could you imagine if Jamaica finished in second place, or even third or fourth? But if Jamaica finished behind the likes of Trinidad or Curaçao, like mud, like that is just in the mud. We have to go to a
Jamaica World Cup game. That's like a must thing
literally
to do.
Yeah.
Literally,
like I can't even like comprehend the fact that if they don't make it, like they have to with that group, they have to make it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's only one way, and that's to finish top of the group.
Yeah,
if they lose to Bermuda, bro, I swear, bro.
That Gold Cup, like afterwards, people had a lot of opinions on them, which I get it, I fully understand, but I was hearing shouts like, I don't know if Jamaica's going to qualify for the World Cup anymore. I don't even know if they'll make it in top 2 of this group. Like, okay, so let's settle down here a little bit. Jamaica know how to play against like lesser Concacaf opponents. That's all they have to do here. If you had the USA, Mexico, or Canada involved in this world qualifying, I can't say that Jamaica would make it, but they're playing against Trinidad, who they have a really good recent track record against. Curaçao, they don't have a lot of experience against them recently, but I still think they can pull it out. And then Bermuda. So, like, I really do think Jamaica have this in the bag there. I think it's really hard for me to agree with anybody saying that they are not going to do it anymore after that Gold Cup. Like, yes, they sucked, but if this was against the big teams, I'd be worried, but it's not. Jamaica, I think, are still going to finish in first place, and we have to go to a game. I need to go to a Jamaica World Cup game. Please.
Please be at SoFi.
No, for real. Okay, that leaves us with Group C then. Costa Rica, Haiti, Honduras, Nicaragua. Is Costa Rica the number one shot here for y'all?
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had a little bit more faith in Honduras, but I don't. Diego?
I was going to say, to add on to that, I think obviously Honduras had a great run, right? And they looked very strong that entire tournament. But I think it's fair to say that like they have to be able to do this consistently, and that's I guess I know a lot of the Honduras fans were saying that this has kind of like been a work in progress and they've been working on it. I haven't been watching them too much, so I trust that it has been something they've been improving on. But they have to now carry that, which is always hard to carry from one tournament to like another big matches. It's always difficult for teams who are just getting into it. So they have to carry that and come into here and be consistent against Haiti and Nicaragua, which they can, and then they have to beat or somehow get a good result against Costa Rica. It's just going to be a lot to ask of them, and it's just easier, I think, for me to also say that Costa Rica just have more experience in this and have a better chance of just being able to finish in that first spot. But Honduras, and this is the same from Group A. I think Honduras have a really good chance to, well, definitely finish second, but then maybe if they get an upset, they can sneak into that first place position. I think for me, I'm going to put them second. Just I don't want to jump too far.
Honduras is such a weird team, man, and I agree with you. But like, I really like this Costa Rica team. And again, I've said this before in that Gold Cup. I really wish that last game against the USA they had Ugalde, and at least a full strength team because I do think they could beat the USA there. So I think Costa Rica for me is pretty much a guaranteed number one. Just because like Honduras, like I said, they're such a weird team. They're such an inconsistent team. They know how to perform a lot of times against like Mexico, for example, but they don't really rise to the same occasion when it comes to other teams. What is important though for this Honduras team, oops, Jesus Christ, I hit the freaking thing. What is important for Honduras here is home matches, because I do think that is going to be a huge, huge deal when it comes to this World qualification, because we know, Andres, as a Mexico fan too, it's really hard to be Honduras at home. Regardless of who they're playing, it's a fortress, and they make it so it's aggressive, it's tough, it's intimidating. So maybe when Costa Rica goes to Honduras there, maybe they can sneak something there, and I do see that. But I also see Honduras just faltering a little more against other teams than the likes of Costa Rica. Andres, Honduras finishes in second place or lower?
Yeah. No, okay. Honduras second place for me. I think I got to give props to Miguel Herrera here for kind of like revolutionizing this Costa Rica team. It was like kind of on the decline. You're iffy about it in the Gold Cup, and then he's completely proved a lot of people wrong with this team. So I got to give credits to Miguel Herrera there. And yeah, Honduras is just a little too inconsistent. Yes, they're great at home. The only problem is they're not so great anywhere else. So this is quite problematic when you got to play 3 different group games away. So yeah, but I mean, with the group that is there still, I think they'll be able to get the job done.
I do wish I had more faith in Haiti too. Like going into the Gold Cup, I had a little bit of faith in Haiti. I didn't see really anything from them in that entire tournament. So going into the World Cup qualifiers, I just don't feel that excited about Haiti as much as I could, because it sucks because even before the Gold Cup, they were firing. Granted, against smaller, lesser Concacaf opponents, they were absolutely scoring goals like it was nothing. But that Gold Cup, just once you put them against really tough opposition in a really intimidating environment, I just didn't see it at all. So it's really hard for me to say they're going to really contend for second place here. But either team, same with this. If Honduras makes it to the Intercontinental Playoff in the World Cup, can they do something more? Maybe, but I don't know. Same with them. Like, you think of other teams that are going to be in the Intercontinental Playoff around the world. I can't see Honduras really. I can't confidently say Honduras is going to be making it to the World Cup even in second place there. But it's going to be a good group to watch. I really am excited to see Piojo Herrera more with Costa Rica and just see what he's building there and see if it actually is growing into something, because Costa Rica are a World Cup like mainstay. Like, they're always in the World Cup and they're always performing and making some headlines when it comes to the World Cup. I mean, remember when they were for 6 minutes, they were advancing out of the group in first place. Was the last one or the World Cup before that?
Was it against Brazil like at one point?
Well, that one too. Yeah, I mean that one they I think they won the group in that one. When they weren't expected to.
That was the group with Japan, no?
Yeah. It was Japan, Spain,
Japan,
and
there was like that brief moment where they were going to go through. Yep.
Yeah. So Japan, Costa Rica, I think that we just need them in the World Cup. Like, for some reason, when I think of CONCACAF in the World Cup, Costa Rica is a really, really big player when it comes to to that. So I do think we need to see him there. Like I said in the beginning of the video, guys, if you're still watching, make sure to leave a comment down below where you think each team is going to finish, who's going to win each group, who's going to finish in second place. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys want more World Cup qualifier content, not only for Concacaf, also for Asia, maybe Europe, maybe Africa, depending on what the games are looking like. And yeah, hopefully see you guys in future videos. My name is Elijah. That was Andres and Diego. See you guys in future videos. Take care.